What up, Dokkanners? Welcome back to Tsunami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle Free Kais, right? That's why you're here. I'm gonna show you how to get free Kais from this section right here. Bow! Right here. 2 free Kais. Normally, these two would probably be among the most difficult Kais to farm out, but it just got so much easier to do so. So I'm gonna talk about the event that you can run to get these 2 Kais, as well as some medals that you're probably going to need for certain units, as well as all these other resources, training items. You got some Zenny here, you got some training locations, all that good stuff, all thanks to an old event that I think most of you can agree, every time you saw it, you either cringed or just zoned it out completely. If we scroll through the campaign, we go all the way down to the EZA for the cooler. Right underneath that is this little ditty right here. Now, most of you probably zoned it out because nobody cares about it. It's the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. Nothing good comes from it, only pain. So you probably skipped it, but it turns out the story event has been updated, and it has been updated for the better. Let me tell you, this update is absolutely worthwhile. Something that's been plaguing some of the older events has always been the fact that it hasn't been able to yield as much for the amount that you put in, right? The newer events always give you a new unit. They give you some fancy item or support memory, something like that. But the older events were generally more chaotic and a lot more time consuming with a lot less in return. Because, you know, as with any gacha game, the give and take relationship between player and the developer, it's always an ongoing, evolving change. Early on, this was among the first events, and man, did it suck. So this event now has a significant update with a multitude of things to talk about. So we're going to go over all of that. The number one thing is now it's been given a category boost. This is probably the biggest detractor from a story event when a Dokkanner of a hardcore caliber, I would say, wants to go in and farm a bunch of stuff. If there is no category boost, you are generally less inclined to put in the time and effort because you're going to be getting a lot less in return, maybe even nothing, depending on the drop rate. With the category boost, that massively enhances your success rate, increases the amount of activity on the event, and that's ultimately what you want as a developer for more people to be playing the game, doing all the events. So with the Space Traveling Warriors category now being a thing, you're going to have a lot easier time farming this out. So to get those metal apples, to get those Kais, you're going to want to be running through this event. And from earlier, if we scroll back up, there's a lot of different stages that give you a bunch of different metal apples. Which level in this event is the best one to farm those metal apples? Let's jump over to the Dokkan Wiki and take a look right now. As you can see, it's been updated. Space Traveling Warriors. Metal apple, metal apple, metal apple everywhere. Big shout out to the Dokkan Wiki again. I love how they consolidate all of this stuff. I was actually going to go through and do the diligence myself, but I'm so glad I checked here first. They actually give you the exact amount that you get, or the range that you get. Level 1, you can get up to 120. Level 2, you can get up to 150. Level 5, you can get up to 160, but there's a bit of a window here, 100 to 160. And as you keep going, you're going to notice the number kind of increases right here. So 160 to 240. This is the amount that you can be getting of the metal apples per run on level 7. Level 7 is obviously the best one, if that wasn't obvious. You go here, farm out these metal apples. It's going to go by so much faster in like, I don't know, 80, 90 stamina, something like that. I farmed out about like 5,000 metal apples. Something like that. Because I think it's 16 stamina a pop. So I did about maybe, no, it wasn't 90. It was probably like almost double that. But it was a much easier process. I can't even remember because it happened so quickly. So you're going to have a much easier time to do this. And you definitely should, because not only are the Kais important, there are other things that you can get from this that you were probably otherwise not really feeling like doing. If we go back to the event details, you'll actually see that there are quite a few units that can benefit from the medals involved in this story event. Number 1, the free-to-plays. You got the SR Goku GT, SR Rildo, General Rildo. These two awaken to SSRs at level 100. They don't have awakenings past that. But as we always have seen in these events, older units come back in a major way. So if you guys haven't already done so, take the time and actually put some work into these units. You never know how they're going to look once they get their awakenings, maybe even EZAs. So it's definitely worth investing time into this. Plus, you can farm some links along the way. So definitely get these 2 done. And then we've also got some awakenings. Oh yeah, so here they are, the Goku GT and the Meta Rildo. You can also awaken Hanky Trunks, the support units for AGL, the Pan, and the Metarildo, if you have them. You probably don't, because we haven't had support banners since forever. But then also the LR Dragon Ball Seekers is another unit that actually benefits greatly from this event. Let me go find them. Int LR right here. These guys require the medals from that event, as you can see right here. You need Goku, Pan, and Trunks. And then I believe again over here, Goku, Pan, and Trunks. Literally this entire unit can be awakened from that story event. So there's more reason than just the free-to-plays to actually put in work on that story event. And now it's, it's a lot easier to do so. Real quick, I want to talk about the Goku GT. If you guys are a little bit more on the hardcore side, the Goku GT is going to be your best friend now to farm out some of those long-lost Goku GTs, or maybe Super Saiyan Goku GTs that you weren't otherwise interested in working on. Because if we look at the disambiguation here, Goku GT is down here. So this is the one in question. You can farm out the summonable SSR GT Goku with the Dragon Fist. You can farm out the collectible Anniversary Goku GT if you really want to. I'm actually working on that right now. But more importantly, again, this is for the hardcore Dokkaners, so tune this out if you don't really care. You can actually level up these guys over here, because this Goku Dokkan awakens into this guy. And then you can put that SSR into the AGL, the STR, and the physical if you happen to pull the physical and you don't have Kais. Because there are some of you just don't have enough Kais. You can't keep up with all of these new units that are dropping. If you want to farm out this Goku's Family GT Heroes leading unit, you're going to need some SA fuel. This guy can be your SA fuel. Yeah, it's a little bit of a grind. It's a little annoying, but it's far less annoying than it used to be. And I can speak from personal experience because, sad story from me, I actually did the work and farmed out 18 copies of this Goku. Can you imagine? 18 times 5, 90 of these medals, 90 of these medals, 180 of these medals, 180 of that, 18 of this. I farmed out 18 copies of this guy so that I could infuse SA9 into this AGL one and SA9 into this STR one. It was horrible. It was excruciating because I did this before they even gave the category boost. But I like to Dokkan responsibly. I just used spare stamina over months, and I did that, and I finally got it done. But it was horrible. And this guy's actually worth putting time into because he is actually getting an EZA over on Global sooner rather than later, actually. Because this guy got it, I think it was during the Gogeta campaign that JP got this EZA. Global is getting it too, and he is a permanent stacker. So he is actually worth putting some time and effort into. So it's actually going to benefit you greatly to actually put some effort into the guy. So that's my little sad story. Anyway, back to why you should farm this out. Farm out the Goku, farm out the Metarildo on stage 9, get all the medals in between that you need. And then lastly, we've got the support memory. A brand new support memory has been introduced into Global, which is called Para Para Brothers Are Here. Seals all enemies super attack when HP is 88% or more, starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle, once only. This support memory doesn't really seem like much of a support, since if you're running some of the more difficult events on turn 3, if you're already above 88%, I feel like this is still a good support memory. I like it. I just feel like this one's probably going to get less mileage for a lot of people than other support memories, because usually by turn 3, things have already gotten pretty serious. You probably want some heals or some stat boosts, not really the seal. But hey, you know what? It's a different type of support memory. I'm all for it. I'm sure it'll help out in a number of different ways. So you definitely want to be farming this out too. This will take you no time at all. You have to have 100 of these film reels to unlock it, which will take you probably like 8 to 9 runs. Once you do that, you're all set. Then you can farm out all the film reels that you need. You're all good to go. So this story event has a lot to offer now. Make sure you guys take the time to do it. Farm out the Awakening medals if you need it. Farm out the training locations, one of the best training locations out there that is easily accessible right here. Training items galore, blue film reels, a bunch of Zenny. A lot of good stuff for you guys. So make sure you work on this because there's not much going on. And there's a lot of good stuff coming up, let me tell you. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know in the comments. Are you going to be finally working on this event, or do you still not care? It's a valid question because the units are kind of meh. And, you know, not everyone wants to put the time into this. So let me know honestly, what do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.